Ever pondered where creativity comes from? Is it a divine spark, or can we find it in the most mundane moments of our lives? If you've ever found yourself wondering this, you're not alone. Creativity is a mysterious beast, a complex enigma that has baffled thinkers, scientists, and artists alike for centuries. It's an elusive force, seemingly always just out of reach, slipping through our fingers just as we think we've captured it. Yet, there's a common misconception that creativity only stems from extraordinary circumstances or extraordinary people. We tend to believe that creativity is reserved for the great minds, the Picassos, the Einsteins of the world. But what if I told you that this isn't entirely true? What if creativity is not a rare, elusive gem, but something more commonplace, something that can be found in the most ordinary moments of our lives? Consider this. You're in your kitchen and you decide to experiment with a new recipe. You mix and match ingredients, play with flavors, and create something deliciously unique. Isn't that creativity? Or perhaps you've found a new way to repurpose an old, seemingly useless household item, turning an old ladder into a quirky bookshelf, for example. Isn't that an act of creativity too? Creativity isn't just about painting a masterpiece or composing a symphony. It's about seeing the world in new ways, connecting the dots differently, and stepping out of the confines of conventional thinking. It's about cooking that new recipe, repurposing that household item, or simply finding a new route to work. So it seems that creativity can indeed spring from the most ordinary moments. It's not just a divine spark reserved for the chosen few. It's a well of inspiration that we can all tap into, bubbling away beneath the surface of our everyday lives. But how can we tap into this well of inspiration? What are the tools we need, the steps we need to take? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mystery of creativity and explore how we can cultivate it in our everyday lives. Did you know that some of the world's most innovative ideas were born from ordinary moments? Take, for instance, the story of Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral. On a sunny afternoon, while out on a hunting trip with his dog, he noticed the curious way burdock burrs clung to his dog's fur. This simple observation led him to create one of the most widely used fastening technologies we know today, Velcro. It's a story of how a mundane moment turned into a breakthrough, reshaping how we fasten things in our daily lives. Let's travel back in time to another ordinary moment that sparked a revolutionary idea. Picture this. It's the late 70s, and you're in the lab of a scientist named Spencer Silver. Spencer was attempting to develop a strong adhesive, but instead, he ended up creating a weak, pressure-sensitive adhesive that could be easily peeled off. It seemed like a failure then, but it wasn't until his colleague, Art Fry, found a use for this failed adhesive while trying to mark his place in his choir hymn book. The result? The birth of Post-it notes, an invention that has since become a staple in offices and homes worldwide. Then there's the story of Percy Spencer, a self-taught engineer who was fiddling around with a microwave-emitting magnetron during World War II. When a candy bar in his pocket melted, he was intrigued. This seemingly insignificant event led to the invention of one of the most essential household appliances, the microwave oven. And let's not forget about Richard James, a naval engineer who was working on a set of springs to steady equipment on ships. When he accidentally knocked one of these springs off a shelf, he watched it walk down instead of falling straight. This simple observation led to the creation of the iconic Slinky toy. These stories show that inspiration can strike anywhere, at any time. But how can we cultivate this in our own lives? So, how can you transform your ordinary moments into a fountain of creativity? Everyday creativity is not about crafting masterpieces, but rather about seeing the world in new ways and making connections that others might miss. It's about being present, noticing the details, and allowing your mind to wander and explore. One of the first steps you can take to cultivate everyday creativity is to become more observant. Pay attention to the world around you. Notice the patterns in the way the leaves fall from the trees, the rhythm of the traffic on your morning commute, the colors in the sunset. These are all sources of inspiration, waiting to be discovered. Keeping a journal can also be a powerful tool for cultivating creativity. It doesn't have to be a formal journal. Even a simple notebook will do. Use it to record your observations, thoughts, and ideas. Write down your dreams, doodle, make lists. There's no right or wrong way to keep a journal. The important thing is to make it a habit. This simple act can help you to see patterns, make connections, and generate new ideas. It's also important to give yourself permission to explore and experiment. Creativity thrives on curiosity and play. Don't be afraid to try new things, to make mistakes, to venture outside your comfort zone. Remember, it's not about producing a finished product, it's about the process. And finally, be patient with yourself. Creativity is not a switch that can be turned on and off. It's a garden that needs to be nurtured and tended to. Sometimes the seeds of creativity need time to germinate, so give yourself the gift of time. Allow your ideas to develop and evolve. Remember, every moment holds the potential for creativity. It's about seeing the world with fresh eyes. So, go out there, observe, explore, play, and let your everyday experiences inspire you. So, what happens when we start to view our everyday experiences as sources of inspiration? Great question. The impact of embracing everyday creativity is profound and far-reaching. Let's unpack this a bit, shall we? First off, embracing everyday creativity sparks innovation. It's like lighting a match in a dark room. Suddenly, you see things you didn't notice before. You start connecting the dots in new and unexpected ways. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. This innovative thinking isn't just beneficial for artists or inventors. It's valuable in any field. Whether you're a teacher finding new ways to engage students, a doctor seeking novel treatments, or a business person developing unique solutions to complex problems. Secondly, everyday creativity boosts our problem-solving abilities. When we're creative, we're open to multiple perspectives, we're flexible, and we're willing to take risks. This mindset allows us to tackle challenges with a fresh perspective, turning problems into opportunities for growth and learning. But the impact of everyday creativity doesn't stop there. It also leads to personal fulfillment. When we express ourselves creatively, we're not just making something new, we're exploring our thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It's a way of understanding ourselves and the world around us. It's a path to self-discovery and personal growth. Let's zoom out a bit. When we embrace everyday creativity, we're not just transforming our own lives, we're contributing to a more creative society. Our innovative ideas, problem-solving skills, and personal growth inspire those around us. We become part of a ripple effect, spreading creativity like a wave. So, when we find inspiration in the ordinary, we're doing more than just sparking our own creativity. We're lighting a beacon that can inspire others too. We're contributing to a world where creativity is valued, nurtured, and celebrated. By finding inspiration in the ordinary, we can turn our everyday lives into extraordinary creative journeys. So what will you create today?